Do you remember what it was like when you first started to vote?
What was what?
When you first started to vote?
I didn't get it.
When women were allowed to vote
In elections.
in elections?
Huh?
Do you remember what it was like when women first started to vote in elections?
Do I remember what?
When women started to vote?
When who started? What's that word?
When?
Oh, when,
Women.
what's this?
Women.
I can't see this very well today. Maybe I better use my glass. What was it like when women, when women settled
Started.
to vote?
Yeah.
That was during, when women voted?
First time.
Well, I'm not much on that. I voted, of course. You mean voted in the general elections? Well, I can remember, you know, Susan B. Anthony was quite, yeah. I can remember when, let me see, yes. I can remember when the women were given the vote, and everyone was very excited about it. Let me see, I gotta think now.
It's a long time ago.
And I can remember my mother. I was English. I can remember my mother. She was very excited about it also. I can remember what they wore. Big hats with ostrich plumes and stuff. And blouses and black skirts, long black skirts. In fact, I can't remember ever seeing my mother's legs. I think of that quite often. Because she always wore a long skirt, and then she wore an apron over here. I can't remember that. But I can remember that we went downtown. We took a streetcar, not a bus. We lived in the city then, and I can remember the women had a parade. And there they had all these big hats on, and they were marching. First time women ever did anything like that, see? But that's the only thing I can remember. My mother never voted. I don't think she was a citizen. My father was, but I don't think she was. And she died young. So she never did get her papers out, you know. But that's all I can remember about voting. I can remember so many of the presidents being elected and things like that. Sometimes I kind of forget who the presidents were, and then I have to think about it, you know. Yeah, then I get it, yeah. Because he came from England, and just when I was about 7 years old, I think, something like that. No, maybe younger. But the women and the men, they didn't do all that voting in there. They were held back in England, you know, the poorer people. And he came over first, and then he worked and saved his money and then sent for my mother and I. But then my brother was born here, but I was born in England. Yes. I don't